So fast forward 2 years, what do founders who master AI now have that everyone else will be scrambling for later?
If you're using AI, you're good. You're keeping up in business. Start building with AI when you're winning.
That's Marnie Wills, a UK AI strategist, former PE teacher, now teaching founders how to build with AI. No tech background needed. Stay with this one. By the end, you'll know exactly how to start building with AI in your business this week.
What's one AI workflow every founder could set up this week that would save them time?
Their own executive assistant, their own AI model, whether that's ChatGPT, whether that's Claude, whether that's Copilot, whether that is Perplexity or Gemini, my go-to custom AI assistant to be executive assistant, give it knowledge base, give it your calendar, your to-do list, your quarterly goals, give it products and services that you deliver, give it transcripts of sales calls or staff calls you've had, give it as much information as possible, create it as your second brain and ask it how it can help you every single day. We seem to often think as humans, we always need to be in control. It's just a control thing that as humans, we need to always be in control. We need to tell the AI how to help us. That is not true. The AI, artificial intelligence, is the smartest thing we've ever seen, and use it to be able to amplify our intelligence. And the way we do that, so executive assistant to be your second brain, make you more efficient, more creative, and more productive. We definitely need to keep the control of adding in our domain expertise. So every time it gives us back, we need to add in our knowledge, our experience, our perspective. And just like we do in human life, somebody tells you something, you question it. Is it right? I agree. It's the same principle. So I'm not saying give your AI all of the control and listen to everything it says. I'm not saying that. But being able to switch that mindset to ensure that you have a curiosity mindset of, can I collaborate with this customized AI? Because it's very different to a general chat, a customized AI. That mindset shift alone should reap better rewards with AI.
Definitely. So what pushed you to face AI?
I fell in love with it from the minute I discovered Jasper AI. I was trying to write franchise a business, and the copywriter was absolutely lovely because I didn't know what I wanted. I'm a human that thinks I know what I want, and then someone suggests it, like dinner, right? My hubby will say, we'll have takeaway Friday night. I'm like, oh, amazing. What do you want? Do you want curry? Do you want Thai? Pizza? I don't know. You choose. Oh, no, I don't want a pizza. You know what you don't want. You just often don't know what you want. So I had no idea who I wanted to sell and what I wanted to sell. I stumbled on Jasper AI, routine AI tool that really asked you loads of questions. When you write copy, it's all about the questioning. And ask me questions I didn't even thought about, and then give me a result. I didn't feel under pressure to say, yeah, that's great. I was like, no, that's terrible. Whereas when it was a person, when it was a copywriter sending me the copy, I couldn't dare say, oh gosh, that's terrible. I felt terrible saying that. So the ability to go back and forth with an AI that has no emotions, either it's not very good or I don't like this, and I can have as many back and forth conversations I want to get the outcome that I didn't know I wanted until I got it, was I didn't get forced into anything. I fell in love with that process. Fast forward to the end of the year, 2022, he comes out, and because I'd learned to go back and forth and really help the AI dig into my brain to work out what I want, I naturally started using ChatGPT that way, which I know is not the norm. I think most people start using ChatGPT as a Google. What's the answer to this? How can I do that? Basically using 0.001% of its capability. But I didn't naturally do that because I'd had that experience with Jasper AI. So I was able to really excel my AI journey very quickly.
So it was the ability to give honest feedback. Hard to do because you naturally want people to feel good about themselves. But with AI, you correct, and you can correct yourself.
Exactly that. Yeah. And I think we live in an amazing time to really be able to amplify us as humans. We have to do it in the right way. We have to do it ethically and responsibly. But gosh, what a time to be alive and be in business. Amazing.
What do you think about security and privacy concerns?
If you're talking about data security and you don't want the AI to train on your model and remember any of that context when searchable, then you would toggle that off. In terms of security, you can think of your AI model like a cloud. If anybody get in, then they've got access, but they're not going to get your information unless they can get in, or there is some cybersecurity of which you click in a link and then they're able to get in through. There's a bit of concern at the moment. They are agents able to control your browser and view tabs, open new tabs, click on things for you and complete tasks on your behalf. All sounds great. It is great. However, it does come with security issues. You don't know what it's clicking on yet. And is it smart enough to know whether it's clicking on a spam link, inserting some malware into your computer? We're just not there yet. So it's definitely something to be aware of. Can you control it? No, you just need to be educated about the risks, but it shouldn't stop you from using AI at all. Just be a little bit street smart about it. Got some client sensitive information. Don't be putting it in there. We're all learning. We're all navigating this together, but don't shy away from it. Just learn the basics, keep learning, keep moving with the AI transformations that are going on in business. And as long as you can stay with it, I think you're going to win in business.
So lean towards it, but be aware of any sensitive information. So for every founder who feels overwhelmed by tech, what's the biggest misconception that keeps them stuck?
They need 10, 20 AI tools. You don't. You need one AI operating system, one AI model that has all your custom instructions inside custom. Maybe you create some AI tools of which you share with other people in your team or clients, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, a few out there to choose from. Depending on the industry, will probably depend on which one you go for. Create an AI operating system which you can share within your business and that you own the data, okay? Because intellectual property now will extend to what we call hybrid data, which is the data that a human and an AI create together. That's the conversation. That is intellectual property, and that needs to be in a workspace that the business owns and can access. If I have a business and I have 3 staff with me, even if one happens to be a VA or one happens to be a work from home EA, they need to be using an AI that's connected to my workspace. They can't be using a personal ChatGPT account because I don't own the data. And my business needs the data because in 1, 2, 3 years' time, the world, so our IP, our intellectual property now will be a lot around data, and we're going to need to own that data. And the reason for that is 1, 3, 5 years' time max, we're all going to have agents within our business doing roles, agentic teams. And for those agents to be able to do what they need to do better, you need to train them. But to train them, you need to have the IP that you're creating now, that hybrid data, which is between a human and an AI. That customized data will allow you to implement agents down the line much more efficiently. If you were to sell a business, you need to be giving them the intellectual property data. That will be just as valuable. A company might not even be sold on what it sells. It could be sold on just the intellectual property it's developed in the first place. If the audience take one thing away right now, make sure you own your intellectual property, your company's intellectual property within your own AI workspace. I was talking about AI workspace as a place to start.
Yeah, definitely. So make sure that everyone who works in your company is using your AI for your business.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So you often say that AI doesn't add chaos, it ends it. Can you unpack that?
Yeah. So I believe as business owners, the mental load we have to carry is massive. You have to think about lead generation. Then you think about the operations of the business. Maybe that includes staff, maybe that doesn't include staff. That would probably also then include the delivery of your service or your product. And then it's all the admin bit that comes around that, from websites to paying taxes to showing up and being the personal brand, some type of branding that is slightly different to sales, because that's actually lead generation. I hand in hand, it's slightly different. Anyway, my point of the story obviously is the mental load is massive.
Yeah.
And we now can actually have access to a business coach if we want to, CEO without paying for a CEO. You could create a business partner with an AI without having to share your profits. You can create your own executive assistant, your own VA. You could create your own customer service representative. You could create all of these AI assistants for you as the founder, so you can take all of that mental load and put it into structured processes and systems. That is how I believe founders could go from chaos to clarity to execution.
What do you have to say to people who believe we still need that kind of human interaction to run a company, and you need those insights and you can't really work alone?
I don't disagree. I think there will be businesses of which you need more humans, but there'll be business models where you don't need more humans. There'll be consumers that always want the human, and then there'll be consumers that don't. What I do know is we will get to a point where it will be malpractice if we aren't using an AI to deliver our service. So a GP will not be able to prescribe anything without checking into an AI. A lawyer won't be able to write a contract without checking in with an AI. AI is smarter and it's going to reduce the human error. So we'll get to a point where we'll always need an AI. Although your company or industry might need humans to be front-facing with a client or a customer, of which I do agree with, because we're humans at the end of the day who need human connection. But we just need to know that we're going to have an AI that helps us do that better. Be more present. I honestly believe the phones are going to be obsolete 10 years max. We're not going to have phones anymore. We're going to be more present because we won't have so much chaos. Our general admin will be done by agents, and we'll be able to be present and have conversations, create experiences, human experiences. I do think we're heading in a really positive way from that aspect, but it takes a good chunk of transformation, and it takes the mindset of a leader in a business and a business owner and a founder. It takes the mindset to be a thought leader, really think about your industry. What are you delivering now? How will that change? What products and services do you need to change? And what do you need to create to still serve the market? Because that's what businesses do. We solve problems in a market. So what is the problem now? But you've got to forward think, what's the problem going to be? The problem just might be slightly different. So you've got to create a product or service or adapt your product and service for the market. Let's take Uber. I do think a lot. A thought leadership talk I do a lot is, are you creating the next Uber, or are you still running a taxi company? There are still taxi companies. Still taxi companies of which you go onto an app or you call and they arrive at your house. There's Uber, of which you go into an app, you book yourself, it comes along. But Uber have found other problems in the markets to solve. When we went into lockdown, they created Uber Eats. We're moving into driverless cars. They're creating an Uber of which you can own a driverless car, you can have it any time, and then other people can use it. Like, they are constantly using artificial intelligence to develop their products and services to fit into a growing market. As a company, they're not changing their product and service. They're just using AI to run that better. It might be the marketing. It might be a better app. It might be a customer journey. Something might be done with an AI. And we'll probably always want a taxi company. So I think we'll always have a taxi company. Will that taxi company maybe have driverless cars? Yeah. But maybe also have somebody drive. You don't know. As long as that taxi company is smart and always making sure they know the market that they're trying to fill, they know the problem, and they're constantly adapting to fill, that's fine. But then you might be a thought leader and be creating the next Uber in your industry. Right or wrong, depends how much of a thought leader you can be and how you want to capitalize in this digital transformation.
Definitely. So it's either that you improve your processes or you develop new businesses that come from your current business.
Yeah, new products and services.
What did it feel like to say, I'm not a techie person, to becoming the person who teaches AI to others?
Honestly, I made myself laugh. Yesterday, it was funny as well. I did a mini app. So I vibe coded a mini app for a HR consultant, and somebody said, oh, how was your day today? I was like, oh yeah, really cool. I just created an app. You know, I have to pinch myself sometimes. And even my daughter says, what do you do now? Because I used to be a PE teacher, right? So she goes, what do you do now, mummy? And I'm like, no, I'm just a vibe coder. I think I just love it so much. And I think it works with my brain. I think I've had a lot of success. I've been really lucky. Businesses have trusted me to come in, advise and implement. But then I guess I hope that I inspire other people for two reasons. One is I actually don't think using generative AI is I honestly, there is nothing technical about talking ChatGPT. There's just nothing technical about it. I don't actually think it's techy. And the fact that I build apps, I don't do any technical. All I do is talk to an agent and say, this is what I think I want. Can you do it? And then they'll do it. I go, oh, I don't like that. Can you do it? It's just a conversation. Honestly, building up is just a conversation with an agent. AI is the technology, but I honestly don't think you need to be techy to use it. It's the same with the phone. Do you need to be technical to use your phone? No. Is it techy? Yes. I just have a different mindset. I spend most of my day convincing people that AI is not techie. But yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I have no idea how I got where I got to, but I am not complaining. I'm absolutely enjoying the journey, and we're in it for the long haul because we're just at the start.
Yeah, I love your whole story because I think it's so inspiring, especially for people who are afraid to get into this field. They feel like it's not for them or it's too techy because it's actually not. It's a conversation, and just being curious about it already puts you ahead of the curve, being curious and experimental.
I love that. You've totally spot on the word curious. I think the mindset that you need is a curiosity, a growth mindset of I try and have an AI help me work out how to do this better, and an abundance mindset of like, what if there were no limitations to anything? What could you actually do? And that abundance mindset of there's so much available out there. So yeah, I love that curiosity mindset.
Abundance mindset is true. Feeling like there are no limitations because with technology, there isn't. Things are getting developed every day that we feel like isn't possible, but it is.
Crazy, isn't it?
So you often say AI isn't about replacing us, it's about freeing us. What does that look like in practice?
It's not going to replace us. It's amplifying us. It will replace some of the jobs we do, but some of them I'm excited about. Human robots are coming, and I am so excited that they're going to be stacking my dishwasher, maybe even packing my children's lunch. Happy days. So I think it will replace us in doing some of the tasks that we do every day. It's not going to replace what we do, what we put on this earth to do, to connect with each other, to have conversations, to learn how to help each other, to have a purpose. And I feel like in our world, especially when technology hit, like when the internet came and then social media, I think we hit this hustle culture of working all the time, working and creating and always trying to be there. But it's not the big win in sitting down, having a conversation with somebody or going on a walk or enjoying a movie or just generally having an experience. And I think humans will show up to deliver more experiences. And I think AI will allow us to do that. So I don't think it's going to replace us. It will replace a lot of things we do, but it's not replacing us in any way, shape or form. It's giving us the freedom to do more of the things that we and to experience.
You're completely right. Before it used to be glorified. Oh my gosh, I work this amount of hours. Did you work this amount of hours? Are you stressed out? If you're not stressed out, you're not really in business. Now it's how much have you automated? Wow, you've automated this much. This is the amount of free time that you actually have. This shift is very healthy.
Yeah, exactly that. Gone are the days where you'd send an email at 11 o'clock because you wanted to be, right? More of it. Oh, I scheduled my agent to send you an email at 11 o'clock. Yeah. I just finished doing what I wanted to do at 11 o'clock at night and I'm ready for bed, or I'm already in. At the end of the day, it's going to be cool to have your agent do that stuff for you while you go back to being human.
Love that. So fast forward 2 years, what do founders who master AI now have that everyone else will be scrambling for later?
I honestly believe that if you move now from using AI to building with AI, you are going to win. I mean, that through history. So I took 5 layers of leverage. We're in the 5th layer right now, but the first layer of leverage was labor. So when labor first came a thing, and then we had manufacturing, and it was the people that used the companies or business companies that used labor with manufacturing, really. But the companies that built the manufacturing, they won. Then the next layer was capital. Then raise money for your company to invest that to earn more money, right? So you were good in business. If you could raise capital, you would. The companies that were giving the capital away, they were the ones that really won in business, right? And then we hit code, the internet.
Yeah.
You were able to get on the internet, have a website, have an email. You were good in business. If you were the company that were building the code, building the web platforms, you were winning. The same in media, right? If you can get out there and create social media and have brand awareness, you're good. You're still in business. But if you're a creator that has a platform now that you either created the social media or your creator that has so much audience that you're able to leverage out while the media winning in business. So it's that don't just use, but build. Yes, if you're using AI, you're good. You're keeping up in business. Start building with AI when you're winning. I don't mean build as in build the next ChatGPT. I mean build solutions for your business that can excel your business, and then build solutions for your clients. going to say, go out there and create the next ChatGPT. My point is build. If you learn to build with AI within your business and for your customer, you will be winning in business.
Definitely. I think this is a great note to finish the podcast on. Change your perspective from using AI to building with AI, and you are set for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Then 2 years.
But building with AI, just to make sure I'm super clear, you do not need Techy. You just need to know some platforms. Start with Google AI Studio, go to the build, create mini apps, and literally just talk to the agent and say, this is the problem I want to solve. I think this is solution. So it will go, yeah, you're right. Or no, have you thought about this? And then whenever you're ready, you will go build, and it will build the mini app, the website, the whatever you decide, quiz, again, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The agent will build it for you via vibe coding. So when I say build, please don't switch off. Tune in and go, gosh, that sounds really easy. I'll just say my 8-year-old builds apps all the time. She uses a platform called Gamma to build websites all the time. She's used Claude to create a maths little quiz app for herself. It's called an Alpha. She's used Google AI Studio to create a language app. She wanted to learn Japanese for judo. She started learning through ChatGPT study mode, but she's like, I could build my own app. She said to me the other day, Mummy, I've got 2 questions for you. I want us to build something. She said, I want us to build an app for the house. We need to give points if you've been really good, and we need to take away points if you've been really bad. Oh gosh, I must have been saying good and bad too much. What do you mean good and what do you mean bad? And then we went down that rabbit hole, and I'm like, okay, you need a tracking app. Is that what you think? She said, yes, let's build a tracking app. How do I do it? Why don't you go to your ChatGPT and ask your ChatGPT, tell it what you want to build, why you want to build it, and collaborate with it. I'll keep you posted on that one because we ran out of time.
Yeah, I'm so curious about what happens next and how your household changes with this app.
We'll be on the naughty step.
Thank you so much, Marnie, for sharing all of your insights.
Thank you for having me.
If you want the full breakdown, it's on techforfounder.com.